I used to believe silence meant calm. Now it feels like a sentence. When Ethan and I got married 7 years ago, people called us proof that love didn't have to be chaotic to last. He was measured, thoughtful, the kind of man who weighed every word before speaking. I was the one who filled the quiet, the talker, the dreamer, the color in the stillness. Somewhere inside that balance, I crossed a line I can never undo. It started innocently enough, messages from an old friend that turned into late-night jokes. Nothing serious, or so I told myself. While Ethan slept beside me, I scrolled through laughter that didn't belong to him. It's harmless, I thought. Everyone flirts a little. But I knew better the moment I began tilting my phone away when Ethan stirred. He noticed. He always notices, but true to him, he said nothing until he'd chosen his words carefully. That patience used to make me love him more. Now it terrified me. One evening, he looked up from the book in his hands and said quietly, "You've been different lately. Is there something you want to tell me?" His tone wasn't angry, just calm, painfully calm, and that steadiness shattered me. I laughed it off, blamed work stress, said I was tired. He nodded once, returned his reading. I think that was the night the silence began. Days drifted by like ghosts, meals eaten in fragments. The bed stretched wide and cold between us. He didn't ask again. He didn't have to. His distance said more than words ever could. The man who used to text me, "I miss you," stopped reaching out altogether. The one who once held my hand, while driving now gripped the wheel with both hands. Meanwhile, the friend's messages grew bolder, sharper. I told him we had to stop. That Ethan was starting to notice. His reply, a smirking emoji, made my stomach twist. That's when I finally saw myself clearly. A woman so desperate to feel seen that she traded her peace for attention. That night, I deleted everything, the photos, the chats, the evidence. But guilt doesn't vanish with pixels. Ethan's silence thickened, heavy and still, like the air before a storm. I tried to fix it with gestures, his favorite dinner, a hand brushing his arm. But he only thanked me politely, like you would a stranger. That polite distance hurt more than rage ever could. 3 weeks later, everything broke. We were in bed, lights off. I turned toward him, aching for closeness, and whispered, "Ethan, can we please talk?" He didn't move, didn't even pretend to sleep. After a long pause, he said, "Talk about what?" My throat tightened. "About us. I feel like you're miles away." He exhaled softly. "Maybe that's where I need to be right now." Those words cut deeper than any shouting match could. The next morning, he was gone. A note on the counter read, "I need some space to think. Please don't call." The house felt enormous that day, every room echoing with what I'd broken. I sat on the edge of our bed, staring at the dent his pillow left behind. My phone buzzed with messages from friends, but I couldn't face them. By nightfall, I understood what silence really does. It forces you to listen to your own mistakes on repeat. 3 days passed. Still no sign of him. The plants he watered began to droop. His side of the closet hung untouched. I found myself whispering apologies into the empty air, as if the walls might carry them to wherever he was. On the 4th night, the front door finally opened. Ethan stood there with a suitcase in hand. I'd imagined this moment endlessly, me running to him forgiving me, us patching the cracks. But the reality was so much quieter. He didn't look angry, just hollow. "Hey," I said softly, afraid my voice might break what little was left between us. "Hey," he answered, closing the door behind him. The sound felt final, like a verdict. For a long while, neither of us moved. The only sounds were the hum of the refrigerator and our uneven breaths. Then I asked, "Did you find the space you needed?" He looked at me, eyes unreadable. I found clarity. Those 2 words hit harder than I expected. "What does that mean?" "It means I know what hurts more than what you did," he said quietly. "It's realizing how easily you hit it." I tried to explain, to tell him it wasn't physical, that it meant nothing, but even thinking the words made me sick, because it did mean something. It meant I betrayed the peace we built together. I was lonely, I whispered. "You stopped noticing me, Ethan. You stopped talking. Stopped looking at me the way you used to." He nodded, not in agreement, but in understanding. The kind that doesn't soften anything. So you found someone who did. Tears burned my eyes. It wasn't like that. He sighed. It's always like that. Someone feels unseen, so they cross a line to feel alive again. But it never works. It only destroys what's left. His calmness hurt worse than anger ever could. I wanted him to shout, to throw something, to care. Instead, he just sat on the edge of the bed, looking around as if trying to remember what this room once meant. I sat beside him, close enough to feel his warmth, but not his forgiveness. Can we fix this? I asked. He didn't answer right away. When he finally did, his voice was heavy. I don't know. I keep thinking about that night, the one where you turned your phone away. That's when something in me shifted. It's strange how a small gesture can feel like an earthquake. I reached for his hand, but he didn't take it. Instead, he said, I'm not leaving tonight, but I have to be honest. I don't know if I can stay forever. His honesty cut deep, but I nodded. I'll take that. I'll do anything. He looked at me, and for a fleeting moment, I saw the man who used to make me laugh until I cried. Doing anything starts with the truth, he said. No half versions. No pretending it didn't matter. I need the real story, even if it hurts. So I told him everything. Every message, every joke, every line I crossed. I didn't leave anything out. I cried through most of it, not to earn sympathy, but because hearing it aloud made it sound as ugly as it truly was. When I finished, Ethan sat silent, staring at the floor, his knuckles white. After what felt like forever, he stood. Thank you for being honest, he said. But I need time. Real time. I wanted to beg him to stay, to ask how long time meant. But I didn't. I'd already taken too much. He packed a few clothes, his toothbrush, and that old, worn copy of To Kill a Mockingbird. He always reread it when life didn't make sense. Before leaving, he turned to me and said, You're not a bad person, Lily, but you made choices that broke something sacred. I hope you figure out why, before it breaks you too. Then he left. That was 6 weeks ago. He still hasn't come back. Sometimes he sends short texts about bills or the house, never about us. Every morning, I wake up hoping for a message saying he's ready to talk. Every night, I fall asleep replaying the silence he left behind. I used to think love ended in chaos, shouting, slammed doors, dramatic goodbyes. Now I know the truth. It ends quietly, with footsteps fading down the hall, and the hollow ache of knowing you cross a line you can never uncross. His silence isn't just hurting me, it's hollowing me out.